If you really wanted to know if you understand something, what would you do? Would you take a test? Reread your notes a few more times? Or try explaining it to someone else? Because here's the thing. One of the fastest ways to learn anything is to teach it. And that's not just a cute saying. It's backed by science, and it's the foundation of something called the Feynman Technique, one of the most powerful study methods out there. Today, I'll walk you through exactly what the Feynman Technique is, how to use it, and how it can help you retain more information, master tough concepts, and become a better learner in any subject. Let's break it down. So first, where does this idea even come from? The technique is named after Richard Feynman, a Nobel Prize-winning physicist who was known for being able to explain insanely complex topics, like quantum mechanics, in a way that even non-scientists could understand. His secret? If you can't explain it simply, you probably don't understand it well enough. That became the basis of what we now call the Feynman Technique, learning by explaining. And here's why it works. When you're forced to teach something, you realize pretty quickly where the gaps are. It forces your brain to move past passive recognition and into active recall, clarity, and understanding. You're not just memorizing anymore, you're thinking deeply. So let's walk through the actual steps of the Feynman Technique. It's a 4-step process, and you can apply it to just about anything: math, science, history, programming, even life skills like budgeting or negotiation. Step 1. Choose the concept you want to understand. Pick a topic you're trying to master. Let's say it's photosynthesis, or supply and demand, or maybe how credit scores work. Write the name of that concept at the top of a blank page or document. Step 2. Pretend you're teaching it to a 12-year-old. Yes, really. The goal is to write out the explanation using simple language, as if you're talking to someone with no background knowledge. Avoid technical jargon or complicated vocabulary. Use examples, analogies, comparisons, anything that helps the idea feel more real and less abstract. If you stumble or get stuck, that's good. It shows you where your understanding is shaky. Step 3. Identify gaps and go back to the source. Anytime you can't explain something clearly, go back to your notes, textbook, video, or resource. Study that part again, not just to memorize, but to understand well enough to explain it. Then go back and simplify your explanation even more. Step 4. Refine and simplify. Reread your explanation. Can you make it even clearer? Shorter? Can you remove big words or unnecessary details? You're not just dumbing it down, you're making the knowledge clean, portable, and sticky in your mind. If you really want to level up, try saying it out loud, or even record yourself explaining it. Teaching someone else? Even better. Let's do a quick example using something simple: gravity. Instead of saying, gravity is a fundamental force described by general relativity as the curvature of space-time, you might say, gravity is what makes things fall. It's like an invisible hand that pulls everything toward the earth. That's why when you jump, you come back down. See the difference? That kind of explanation sticks. And when you can explain things like that to yourself, or someone else, you're not just learning. You're owning the knowledge. Now, let's talk about where you can actually use this in your life. 1. Before a test. After reviewing your materials, try writing a Feynman-style explanation of each chapter or unit. If you can't teach it, you don't fully know it yet. 2. While watching YouTube or taking notes, pause and ask, could I explain this to a friend right now? If not, that's your cue to stop and dig deeper. 3. In study groups. Try rotating roles where each person teaches a topic. You'll be amazed at how much faster you understand it once you say it out loud. 4. While making flashcards. Instead of just writing definitions, create flashcards that say, explain this to a 10-year-old. Then force yourself to break it down in simple terms. 5. For practical skills. Let's say you're learning Excel, cooking, or budgeting. Try explaining the steps as if you're teaching a beginner. You'll catch little things you didn't fully grasp before. Now you might be thinking, okay, but what if I don't have someone to teach? No problem. You can still use this technique solo by writing your explanations in a journal, recording short voice memos and playing them back, making quick videos and watching how you explain things, even teaching an imaginary classroom. Yes, that still counts. The goal isn't perfection. It's clarity. So why does this method work so well? Because it pushes your brain to move beyond surface-level familiarity into depth. Instead of just recognizing a term, you're breaking it down, building mental connections, and making it personal. And when you learn that way, the knowledge doesn't just sit in your short-term memory, it becomes part of how you think. That's why the Feynman Technique isn't just a school tool. It's a lifelong learning tool. You can use it in job interviews, creative projects, coding, writing, anywhere you want to stand out by actually understanding what you're talking about. Let's wrap this up with a quick summary. Feynman Technique is a 4-step process. 1. Choose a concept. 2. Explain it simply. 3. Identify what you don't know. 4. Refine and repeat. It forces you to engage deeply, think clearly, and spot gaps in your knowledge. You don't need fancy tools. Just curiosity and a willingness to teach. The more you use it, the faster you'll learn, and the more confident you'll feel in any subject. So, if you're tired of forgetting what you study, or feeling like things go in one ear and out the other, try this. Don't just study. Teach. And watch how quickly everything starts to click. If this video gave you something useful, hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe for more learning strategies that actually work. And don't forget to tap the notification bell so you never miss what's next. See you in the next one.